Good morning everyone, I hope you're doing great. So today I decided that we're gonna do a little Q&A. If you've never been on my Q&A, you know that it's kind of like a mix of questions that you guys ask in my comments and a little bit of my day-to-day life. So I'm gonna have a couple little things to do and I'm gonna answer a couple questions. One question that I wanted to cover before we go. ZA, do you actually have to move to charge the Jackery, or you could just run the van? So thank you so much. I kind of answer your question personally, but I thought that we could do a little experimentation, which I never done it. So I'm gonna try to charge my Jackeries right here off of my cigarette lighter. I have no idea if my cigarette lighter of my van is working and never tried. I usually charge everything from my 2 AGM battery with my system here. But we're gonna do a little test this morning. Alright, sorry about the mess in front here. Cigarette lighter. And the charge right here. See if that's working. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so you can charge the Jackery when you don't run, that I know. Some vans, some car, if they are newer, sorry, you cannot charge when the van or the car is stopped. They have a system that just stop everything. If you have an old one, you should be able to do it. Maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna try start the van and see if my cigarette lighter working and see how many watt I get. 1 second. All right, let's start this. Let's see if we have a charge now. Oh, no. I don't think my cigarette lighter is working. No. Experimentation fail. So from my 2 AGM battery in the back, I do get, I don't know if you can be able to see, I do get 60-80 watt of amp, and when I stop the van I do get way less than this. Let me turn that off. So I just stopped the van, and from the 2 AGM battery I do get 61, and it's gonna go down still more than that. So obviously if you don't drive, you're gonna have a little bit less charge probably from the your main battery, just because they want to save the energy going to the Jackery, so you don't drain your front battery, you know, completely dead. But if you are just like starting the van, you should be able to obviously get the charge, and right now it's going down like 55, so it's gonna go down probably around like 30 watt, just to save my 2 AGM battery. So we done a little test. I know now that my cigarette lighter doesn't work. Thank you. And yes, you can charge your battery, the Jackery, sorry, from your main battery without driving. Just to turn the engine on, you are good to go. Thank you for your question. All right, we're gonna go. I have to do a little grocery. I'm out of food, so we're gonna go do a mini grocery and answer more questions. Alright, just arrived at the grocery. Before I go, I'm gonna answer another question. Cash Lisa, sorry, I'm not gonna say your name. Angel of the Night, that's beautiful. What camera do you use, or cam equipment you use for the dashboard? Very clear. Thank you so much. In fact, it's an old camera. A lot of people ask me this question. It's a Canon SL2 with just a kit lens. If you know a little bit about camera, then not the greatest, the kit lens. Used to be a very good camera couple years ago now. And I purchased this one as a second backup camera from my bigger camera that I do wildlife photography and all this. The big camera that I used to use kind of have some noise with the lens and the camera itself, so I just picked up this camera. It was supposed to be just for temporary use, and it's been a couple of months that I'm with this camera now. I like it's light, it's not too heavy, and it's not too expensive. If I break it, I'm not gonna cry. That being said, I'm probably gonna change the lens, and I do have a mic, which, one second, I'm gonna show you. So this is the mic that I got, Rode mic, super cheap. I think it's only $50. Everything, by the way, it's on the link on my website. So under the van section, I do have all the gear and the equipment that I use for video editing, and this is over there. And for putting for the camera on my dash, this is the camera that I use, that I just pop on the dash itself. Super simple, nothing fancy here. Eventually I'm gonna have a little bit better equipment, a little more versatile in what I do for filming, but right now it's just what I have. So I'm gonna put a picture, a little clip. I don't know how I'm gonna show you my camera because that's the only camera that I have. So I'm gonna put something else here on the camera, on the video, so you can see the camera itself. But thank you so much for this question. All right, I'm gonna go do grocery now. All right, grocery done. I only had a very small grocery to do. Alright, I think I can unplug this. Alright, another question now. Caroline, hello Emmy and Kitty. Can you make a video about your monthly expense in simple van life living? Thank you so much. The quick answer will be probably no. The only reason why I say no about the monthly expense is because we all live in different area and will not be accurate and really helpful for you guys. I explain. Where I live currently in Squamish is quite expensive to live here. The gas is pretty expensive. Groceries are pretty expensive. Just today cost me $15.34, and I got 4 pears, which are so good. 1 cucumber, a bag of cabbage, and 1 thing of milk. So for those 4 things, cost me $15. So it will not be accurate to tell you how much my van life cost me, and I think can be like some months can be more expensive, some months can be super cheap. My best advice for you, if you wonder how much that's gonna cost you to live in a van, super simple, make a budget. Know how much your grocery costs you, because it should be pretty much the same. After that, you have your cell phone, will be the same as well. Your van, your monthly insurance will be, for me, super expensive in British Columbia. Just outside British Columbia is super cheap, but yeah, know how much that's gonna cost you. If you're not quite sure, go ask insurance and be like, oh, I'm thinking about buying a van, how much that would cost me for insurance and all this. It also based here on the if you had an accident before, how long you've been a driver and all this. So that's the third bill that you're gonna have. After that will be gas. Gas will be one of those things that's gonna vary. It can be super expensive if you drive a lot. If you don't drive a lot, maybe, I don't know, put like $200. Maybe for some of you would be a lot money to put for gas. It's like I said, it's really depend how much your gas in your area costs. Just so make it a little calculation. If you have a car, drive for 1 hour, see how much gas you will burn from your car, and put a little bit more because you have a van. It will be a little bit more expensive. If you have a Harvey, crank that up, probably going to be more expensive. After that, those are the other type of expense that you don't have in the house. So laundry, not that expensive here. British Columbia, most place you have like $5. You have washer dryer done. Sometimes a little bit more expensive than this, and I go every week also, so you know, $20 a month. You have your gym or your shower expense. So if you have a gym membership, how much that's going to cost you. I do use Anytime Fitness. They are quite expensive, but they are a little bit more everywhere in Canada. Planet Fitness are less expensive, not so available here in Canada, but more in the US. So look online how much that could cost you, or if you just go take a shower as you go. Usually it's $4 or $5 per shower. So make a little budget as you think. And if you really want to know, when I was living in Squamish, when I had super, I don't want to say super small budget, it's just I wanted to save my money to buy this van, and I was work here in Squamish, so I was doing like very minimum of driving. I was a janitor, so I was just driving to the place that was cleaning, and a little bit down the road to the place that was cleaning and all that. So I was living around $800 to $900 Canadian every month. For some of you can be a lot. Here is really, you have to be super careful your budget. Like I said, groceries are expensive and gas are also really expensive here in Squamish. So this is the quick, not so quick answer about this question. So make a budget. The only thing that's going to change from your current life if you live in the house will be, obviously you're not going to have any rent, and you're going to have more a little bit on gas, and other things like laundry and shower would have to be added. So I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for your question. And while we are here, I had another question about kitchen related question, if you want, which I was surprised about this one. I was like, whoa, a couple of people asked me this question. T. Mary, I want to make some banana pancake. Where do you buy your blender they use to make oat flour? So thank you for your question. I had a couple questions about my blender. This is a little magic bullet, non-sponsor. I had this blender for a very long time. It worked with the smaller little jackery. If you have a portable jackery, the 240 will work. It's around 250 watts, to use the little blender. It works. It's okay. It's not the best, but it works here for the van for sure. So thank you, T. Mary, for your question. Alright, I'm gonna put everything away, and we're gonna go explore a little bit down the road here in Squamish. It's beautiful Squamish, but it started raining again. We are right on the ocean, the entrance of the ocean. You can see where Rickety is right there. He's got a big boat there. Look at me. Alright, another little question. This one I already answered personally, and a lot of people answer it too, which I really appreciate. When you see someone asking you a question and you know the answer, or you want to answer a little, just do it, guys. It's awesome that we all helping each other. Like, I don't have the perfect answer for all those questions. Obviously, I hope you understand that. I'm just someone like you who just try to figure out van life as I go. So, Annie asked, as a solo female van lifer, how do you go about finding a trusty, worthy mechanic? Really good question. This is a hard one, not because all the mechanics are bad people, not at all. It's hard to know if you have a good one or not. And what I kind of like say in a reply to her, two things. One of it is the app that you heard me a couple of times talking about it, the app iOverlander. I do use that to find place to sleep sometimes. They are great when you don't know the area. You just pop there, you might have a good place. But also some people review other things like garage. So other van lifer may be like, oh, I went to this garage, I had the good service and was great. So sometimes I use the app. Sometimes obviously Google, the reviews. It's good to put their nose there and try to find a good place. Local people, it's another really great way if you are in the new area and maybe ask a couple local people, do they have a good trusty mechanic? Sometimes they can give you a really good tip on this. And my other advice, and the one that I do quite a lot, is to go on YouTube. There's people who do their own like YouTube channel about like car repair and problem like this. So I often go there and just get like a better understanding of my problems, so I feel better, and I feel better to talk with the people than about my problems. So this is a great way. YouTube is amazing for that. So you can just pop there, whatever problem you think you have in your van, and they can help you. Maybe you can even like try it yourself and fix the problems, or at least just know a little bit more about the van, your problem on your van. So thank you, Annie, and thank you for everyone who replied to her. It was great to have like a little several tip about this subject. So thank you so much for your question. Another question, Lost Scott. Do you use all season tire or just summer? Let's go outside. So my tire are the KO2 tire, Goodrich tire, and let me scope into it. There you go. That's what I was looking. Right here you have M plus S plus this little sign here, which means mud plus snow. Those are the one rated for the British Columbia. So let's go inside because it's cold and I'm going to tell you about it. So here in British Columbia, you need, for several mountain pass, you need to have winter tire or the mud and slow, the one that I have here with the little sign. So you need one of those two. You cannot have summer tire for mountain pass. Even here in Squamish, you cannot have like a summer tire. The only place, I think, maybe some area on Vancouver Island, like Victoria, if you stay in Victoria, and Vancouver, maybe the only two places in British Columbia that you don't need one of those two tires. So this is really a big advice if you are planning on coming to British Columbia or other province, especially here in Canada. I'm not sure about the states how that work, but several area you need like winter tire or 4-season tire. I know in Quebec they have a lot that you need a winter tire, and here in British Columbia it's one of those two. So mud and slow or the snow tire. So thank you for your question. I really appreciate this one. And the last one, which another one that surprised me sometimes. I do get this question once in a while. G. Dunson, new clothes, now maybe add some van dating on your video. Thank you for your question. I do get this question, how do you date living in a van, and all those questions. For me, it feels a little bit strange, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, I'm not going to make van dating video for the only reason, but several reasons. One is I don't remember last time that I went on a date, so I'm not really someone who date. I am happy currently with myself. If I find the perfect man, awesome, but I'm not looking for it. So I'm not really dating right now. And second, if I do end up dating a guy, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna bring you guys for the reason that I don't think on the first date I should bring a camera and put the camera in his face. Poor guy. And second, this is a personal thing, you know, like I obviously don't want like 35,000 people telling me if they think it's a good guy or not a good guy for me. Like it's gonna be my personal choice on this, and it's really personal thing, so I'm not gonna bring you along with me. I'm gonna maybe tell you, but I'm not gonna bring you along, especially not on the first date. That would be super strange. And third reason, I don't think is a really big issue of dating a guy living in a van. So when I just purchased this van, a guy approached me. He wanted me to go for coffee with him. It was kind of like a date, if you want, kind of get to know each other. So I say yes, and I talked to the guy. It was a nice conversation, and I told him that I was living in my van, and the van didn't have the high roof for the first couple of months. So he was kind of surprised. And right away kind of start talking about like, oh, I'm gonna help you, you can move to my house, I have like a spare bedroom, and like kind of like if you want to save me. And I say, well, no. And he showed me his beautiful house. It was gorgeous. The guy was making really good money, you know, like everything that maybe a girl could look for. But that's not me. That's not what I wanted. I don't want to have someone to try to save me. I can save myself if you want. I don't need that. And for me, it's just like super simple. I tell the guy I live in the van. If he's not happy with this, sorry, but it's not the right guy for me. This is really my lifestyle. This is something that I'm going to do for a very long time. And more that I think about it, about, you know, the guy that's maybe I'm gonna date at one point, the more that I think is gonna be maybe living in this van as well, or maybe have a very good understanding of this lifestyle of maybe doing on part-time or something like this, because I personally don't want to go live in the house. And I think someone have to understand that it's a different lifestyle, you know, like things are just different, and we're not homeless. At least for me, I choose this lifestyle now and I love it. And yeah, so this is my quick answer about dating in a van. I don't think it's a problem. I think you have to tell right away. And if something you're just doing part-time because you have struggled with money or whatever the reason, I think you have to be honest with that too as well. But for me, it's a long run. It's something that I choose, and I'm not shy of telling the guy, this is where I live and this is my lifestyle. I'm on the move, I'm on the go, and I'm not gonna settle down in one town, and I'm not gonna live in the house. So I'm gonna tell him those two things right away. If he doesn't run away, maybe we're good to go. All right, thank you guys for all the questions. If you do have more questions for me, let me know in the comment section. I really love chatting with you guys. It is amazing, and I love when you go helping each other. That's awesome too. So thank you so much, and I'm gonna let you with Kelly, because if I don't show a little bit of Kelly, people are telling me. So I'm gonna let you with Kelly, and thank you so much, guys, again. Do you want to talk about dating? Are you dating a guy, you? No way. Those guys. You don't have a little boyfriend? No. You sure? You sure you don't hide something from me? There's got a lot of cat who's watching you, huh? You know that? Hmm? Do you have some subscriber you would like to date? No? You don't want to talk? Alright guys, we're gonna see you. Thanks.